Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Cyan and Barcode on Frozen Temple. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Cyan, representing Chinese characters. Or is that Japanese? I always get confused. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Barcode. And by Barcode, I mean Scarlett. This is part of a replay pack that she posted to her Twitter account a couple of weeks ago now, maybe a week ago or so. I guess not too long ago, because this is Frozen Temple on the latest letter map pool, but I'll be casting some of the better ones from that replay pack. Go ahead and give her a follow on Twitter. I've got a link in the bottom here where you can go check her out, and other information as well in the top right. So that's going to be us today in a PVZ on Frozen Temple. Again, map I have not cast on before for you guys. So let's take a quick look at it. Quick narrow ramp from your natural, or from your main base into your natural. Huge wide open space to get into that natural. I'm sure Protoss and Terran players are not very happy about that one at all, as the probe does try to deny this quick hatch, forcing an extractor pool to come out instead from Scarlett. So we'll have to see if this works out in the end for the probe. The probe almost dies. Pretty good micro there by our drone from Scarlett. And time for a hatchery. Can't quite get there yet, but the probe can't really harass because it will die, and the Protoss player wants to avoid that happening as soon as possible. So the hatch finally goes down a little bit later than I think Scarlett wanted it to, and there goes the expansion nexus as well. Alright, so big old wide opening here. Where's our third base going to be? Probably down here. It is much like Prion Terraces in that way, where the third is very close to the main base. Probe scout and stuff around there as well, and there's the cybernetics core coming out for our Protoss player. We have some rocks we can destroy here. It seems to be the theme of some of the newer maps here in the latest map pool is these destructible rocks all over the darn near place. But it looks like there are just two sets according to the minimap. One right here, one right here. Just makes for easier attack paths, or alternate attack paths, I suppose, as this is a pretty darn straight shot over to your opponent. I mean, you either go down your own ramp, out your front door, and then just follow this all the way up, and you're there. So I guess if you want to be sneaky, you can knock down these attack paths to access the Zalnaga watchtower. Oh, that's nice. And then an alternate attack path up over here. Yeah, and then to the front. So you can be sneaky about it if you want. This probe overstayed its welcome a little bit too long. Will probably be killed by these lings eventually. Also, is that base only accessible through rock destruction? From the other side it is, it looks like. Let's see. No, actually not really. Alright, so I mean, you could still just go this way, over this way, up that way, and take a... and then you got it. So these rocks almost seem, I mean, useless. It's a quicker route to get to the Zalnaga watchtower, but that's about it. I guess additional attack paths are always nice, but otherwise not super important. Ling running around in here, gonna get killed by this adept because that sonic transfer is fast. Boom! Thank you for playing sonic transfer. This does look like the Purifier skin. Yep, which you can get in the collector's edition of Legacy of the Void. Stalker here taking on an Overlord. Couldn't quite find a happy place to hang out without getting shot at. But the Overlord did get a nice scout, saw the gateways. Okay, so not a great scout, just saw gateways. But again, there's no really higher tech coming out here from the Protoss player. According to that production tab, it's just gateways, it's pylons, and that's it. Third hatch coming up there too. This adept can't do much on her own. She really needs at least two. Inject, great inject there, Scarlett. And Scarlett as well, not actually choosing to go for higher tech, although there's a very quick pneumatized carapace. It's entirely possible. Ooh, oh, escapes though. I was going to be very impressed with them taking down that adept. So good micro on display, but no. Sonic transfer with the escape on the adept. Anyway, through here, that looks like a solid wall to me. I'm going to assume that it is, because Ling could not get through. So we're 2 base to a 3 base right now. That 3 base is now up. Both players macroing like crazy. And there's the Stargate. No, I clicked on the Stargate. Stargate. What the heck? Where are you? There you are, Stargate. Stargate on the way for the Protoss player. We've seen Phoenix cause Zerg a lot of trouble here in Legacy of the Void. Just flying around, picking up drones, taking down Overlords. There's that pneumatized carapace. Fast Overlord. Zooming around inside the main base. Does get a nice scout off on that Stargate. Absolutely clutch. Clutch scout indeed. And yeah, Overlords just hang out at the front, which might be a problem if there are Phoenix on the way. But we'll have to see what happens when this Stargate actually finishes. And in response, a Baneling Nest from Scarlett. What on earth? What on earth? Why would you go Banelings against that Stargate opening? I guess they're pretty good against Adepts here. As Adepts are light, they take extra damage from Banelings. So perhaps that's the idea, is you get a ton of Lings out, you get Banelings, you crush into them, and you call it good. But this Adept Harass looking very scary indeed. Going to go ahead and try to kill as much as they can. Nice surround, though. Good surround by the Lynx. Going to take out a couple of them. Can they get all of them? I do not know. It's going to be very close indeed here. Great positioning on these Adepts in the middle of these mineral patches, and all but 2 end up getting killed. The rest of them popping over here to try to kill more stuff. Drones pulled off the line to assist in their own defense, and the Adepts get taken down. See, I'm telling you, man, Lings are the way to go if you're getting attacked by Adepts as a Zerg player. Roaches, you think are going to be good, but nope. I think Lings are a better choice overall. So there are Phoenix on the way. Phoenix make themselves known right here by actually killing an Overlord there. With speed, though, it actually takes a longer time for the Phoenix to kill it, so that's kind of an interesting choice. These Overlords are running all the way home. It's so nice to have speed. They don't have to run away home slowly trying to get there to the safety of a Queen or safety of a Spore Crawler. Instead, they zoom right over there very quickly, and all is well. Adept Zealot composition. Adept Zealot Phoenix coming out here from Cyan. This is an interesting composition. One that I don't think I've ever seen before out of Protoss and Legacy of the Void. Going to go ahead and try to secure that third base again. Super wide open. Really hard to defend. These Lings are a great choice on this map to hop on in, try to kill pylons, maybe try to get a surround on that Nexus. The Phoenix flying in here too, though, looking to see what they can kill. Any Spore Crawlers? Now there's a Spore Crawler, but it feels like it's a little bit too late as the Phoenix are already present, and they can kill that Queen. They do. One picks up the Queen with the Graviton Bee, and the other 2 Phoenix go to town on it. Can they kill it before this guy runs out of energy, though? Oh, absolutely, yes. Thank you for playing. Actually, it's just, 7 seconds. It's not actually a channeled spell, derp. Anyway, the Lings are trying to kill some stuff. Can they get an Adept? They do get a single Adept. A lot of Lings died to make that thing happen, though. The Phoenix heading back home. Banelings heading back home, too. I'm not sure what they were intending to do, but they're waddling their way back to the safety of the creep as fast as they can go. Third base is here with some consecutive injects going on. And possibly a 4th base on the way. Is that where that drone is going? Yeah, taking a 4th base. Over here is Scarlett. Alright, so both players really in pretty heavy macro mode. 4 bases to 3 bases right now. Well, almost 4 bases up for our Zerg player. Going to go to pick off another Queen. Does get a Queen. Spore Crawler, excellent choice, though. And try to snipe off Phoenix. They do get one just barely on the edge of the range of that Queen. Where is that range? 7 range on that Acid Spines. From ground to air. Infestation Pit on the way for our Zerg player. Drones. Melee attack +2 on the way as well. And there's the Robotics Facility. I was wondering when we would see that. Robotics Facility on the way for Cyan. Creep spread looking A-okay for Scarlett. Pushing on out to this 4th base. Really wants to protect the generally her side of the map. Not so much pushing out across as just kind of going side to side, which I could definitely understand. Banelings, they really want to kill something, but I don't know what they can kill. Taking a look at this composition, I guess they could do fairly well against Sentries, although Sentries with Force Fields are nice counters to Banelings. Zealots here as well are light units. They take that extra damage. And Adepts, once again, I suppose it could just be for Adepts. Phoenix flying around trying to kill stuff. Queen count looking very good as well for Scarlett. 5 Queens on the ground right now. A Hive coming up and a Spire on the way for our Zerg friend as well. Lings popping up and around, just trying to make sure the 4th base doesn't come up without Scarlett knowing about it. Phoenix being annoying here, but really, only 6 drones have been killed so far in this game, and I think most of that might have been from the Adept Harass. Couple from the Phoenix Harass there, trying to kill some drones, trying to kill some Overlords, but again, placement on the Spore Crawlers, the number of Queens that there are, just great. Throwing down so many consecutive injects here. I wish I could see how many there were on this replay, but so far, that is not actually a possibility, I don't think. Templar Archives on the way too, so going into Archon or possibly just High Templar production, and another base on the way. Can it be denied? Oh, denied! Denies the base by Cyan. Nicely done. Ow, that hurts. I mean, it's not like you didn't lose the game right there, but Scarlett is very annoyed indeed that she has to send another drone on out to take care of that. Another Queen does die. Phoenix Harass looking pretty darn good. The Lings did knock down these rocks. I guess they had to have something to do. And yeah, more and more drones are dying. 16 drones, 17 drones. Phoenix really starting to pay for themselves at this point. Keeping the Zerg player on her own bases at home, allowing her to expand quite a bit, but losing so many drones, and really hasn't been able to launch an assault on this 3rd base at all. So the question is, what's the ultimate path here? Looks like Ultralisk Cavern and a Greater Spire coming out from Scarlett. Whoa, T3 all the way here. But I guess there are also Immortals and High Templar coming out from Cyan. So both players getting those high-tech units. And Immortals, very good. Very, very good. Still very good against Ultras. Turning into Archons here, another good choice if there are Ultras on the field. Archons do pretty well. Lings try to come in and do some stuff, but these Zealots have +2 attack, which means they do very, very well against Lings, even if they do have +1 ground carapace. Phoenix still flying around, just picking up picking up Zerglings, doing what they can to make things happen as far as killing the Zerg army. A lot of gas income right now for Scarlett, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total extractors. That is a great number for any Zerg player. I guess that explains why we're going for a Greater Spire and an Ultralisk Cavern, which just got scouted by Cyan. And here comes a big push from Cyan. Really wants to avoid seeing Ultras and Greater Spire Broodlords here. So we're going to go ahead and take out this base very easily indeed. No defense being mounted whatsoever here at this point. Archons taken out. Creep tumors with the assistance of those observers in production. Our Broodlords, those 6 Broodlords on the way. Not much here can shoot up. It's going to be a problem. Oh, a Zealot attack in here does get cleaned up as well. Queens trying to save time until those Broodlords show up. Broodlords are now morphing in just barely, though. Bailings crashing on into the Lings. Or rather, into the Zealots there. And there are the Broodlords. They are finally showing up. They're raining down fire from above here from Scarlett and actually getting a couple shots off. Can this hatch get taken down first? I have to imagine that it can. These units are attacking outwards instead of attacking inwards, which is interesting, but the Broodlings are taking out everything on the ground here. Cyan is not retreating. Cyan is intent on killing everything that he can until he loses this entire army. Does finally take down the hatch a little bit later than I would have expected there. Broodlings on top of Archons. Don't see that every single day of the week. And yes, Immortals getting surrounded too. Lings trying to pin them on inside here. One Immortal is very low on hit points. Can it survive? 10 hit points to go. Can it live long enough to see home? No! One gets taken down. The other one, though, still alive. Still alive. Another attack in here of Zealots in the main base. And again, this warp harassment has been super great by Cyan thus far. Again, losing some Zealots here. Oh, the Phoenix. Did the Phoenix clean up those Broodlords? No, but there aren't enough Corruptors to actually take out the Phoenix. Oh, wait. Corruptor count is starting to increase here. 4 on the way at 69 to 61 total Harvesters. Lings heading out once again. Another attempt to drop here with Zealots. But there are a whole ton of Spine Crawlers here. Run for your lives, Zealots. Oh, boy. That was not a good experience whatsoever. No static defense here, though. More Zealot harass going on from Cyan. Just absolutely killing it with this harass. 43 drones killed by Cyan so far in this game. A lot of dead Zealots and a lot of dead everything else, but continued harassment insane. The Corruptors finally take down the Warp Prism, canceling the Warp End of a couple of those Zealots, I think. But man, resources lost. 10,000 to 1,000 versus 7,400 to 2,500 for the Protoss. A lot of resources lost. Can they actually get the Greater Spire? They get the Greater Spire. And they got the Ultralisk Cavern, so forced to replace the Ultralisk Cavern. The Greater Spire takes approximately 8 minutes to build, because you have to build a Spire first, and then the Greater Spire morph on in, which is so long. A Dark Shrine on the way for Cyan, too. More of these Warp Prisms. Getting Blink just happily sitting here on 4 bases, having lost a total of 2 probes. 2 to this point. So right now it is 146 to 101 total supply. There are some Broodlords and some Corruptors in the air for Scarlett. Also, I guess some Ultras are on the way. Yep, chitinous plating coming up too, but very mineral starved indeed. 66 workers, which isn't actually that terrible. Replacing this base is great. This base is fully saturated, as is this one. Could maybe look at taking... It's just how hard to take that one, I guess. Baneling attacks. Did they actually get any? 7 probes that we killed so far, so not the greatest. Zealot heading up the front here. Warp Prism with Immortals dropping up that left side too. Broodlords took down that. Zealot is trying to walk up the front. This Zealot too has 8 kills. Made it all the way back home somehow, and now is going back out once again to try to deal with the evil Zerg. More Ultras, more chitinous plating, more Zerg ground carapace level 2. Everything happening in that production tab right now. Landing here doesn't seem like a great idea, just because again a lot of static defense. Although Immortals here with that +3 attack, 65 damage versus armored. Which buildings are? So when Ultra comes in, gets some good swipes on off. One actually ends up dead. The other Immortal is gone there too, and the Warp Prism gets cleaned up by the Corruptors. Trying to warp in here again with Warp Prism number 2. Link saw that one though. Had to fly over some creep to get there. Are the Corruptors get here in time to take it out? I think they can. Goodbye, Warp Prism. Thank you so much for playing, but you are completely gone now. In the production tab, no more Warp Prisms. Actually getting some Void Rays. I did see there, and a quadrant? What's like trio? What's the trio for 4? Anyway, DTs come on in. Oh, there's a Spore Crawler. There are 100 Spine Crawlers. Goodbye, DTs. You are not meant to stand up to intense scrutinization. 3 of them get killed immediately. Try to take down that hatch. Didn't even really make much of a dent in it at all. But here comes the big army. Void Ray and Phoenix with a ton of Immortals and Archons from Cyan. Trying to take a base here before the creep spread gets out here and prevents that from happening. Actually might Prevent it now. Can that probe get there? Yes! Oh, wow. Look how close that is to the creep denying it. That was very close indeed. Another attempt here of Banelings trying to roll on in and kill these probes. Reaction time, not bad. Not bad from Cyan. Did lose some probes there. 29 probes have been killed thus far. It is 47 to 67, and actually Scarlett is up. Scarlett is up in that worker count. Somehow, some way, made it happen. Pathogen glands on the way. Vipers in production too. This just seems like a pretty darn good composition. Unless we can get some parasitic bombs in on the Void Rays. Immortals shouldn't be a problem if the Broodlords are taken out. So that's the question here. Can the Void Rays be dealt with before the Immortals and Archons show up to deal with the Ultralisks? Are there any observers with this army? Didn't even bring an observer. Cyan, what is going on? Alrighty then, going right into these spine crawlers. Are the Broodlords ready to engage? It doesn't look like they are. They're trying though. There we go. Chasing away the Protoss army. 190 to 195 total supply Vipers. Using that consume ability to get additional energy, which does require you to sacrifice health from your hatcheries, but in the long run, usually a good choice. Zerg players. Production, another. Nope, is that the same one? Yep, same Nexus on the way. Another attempt of Zealots morphing on in here, but the Zerglings are +3, +2, which means they can withstand these Zealots no problem at all. They're going to head up for another attack if they can get there. Pushing in once again, though, is our Protoss player, Cyan. Ultras in the front, trying to do what they can against these Archons, lifting a bunch of the Queens, getting rid of their DPS here as well. Are the Vipers involved here? Broodlings taking care of everything on the ground, but nothing really at all really dealing with the Void Rays. They're using their prismatic alignment ability to take out all of these Queens. All of the Ultras too, but everything on the ground completely gone for Cyan. Wow, all the Immortals gone. All that's left here are these Void Rays. Where are the Vipers? Were they involved in that attack? Well, they're gone now. They must have died at some point. So Lings, Ultras coming up to snipe down this space, taking out yet another probe, another pylon going on down. These Phoenix trying to get rid of the Overseers at the same time. Lings checking to make sure nothing happens untoward over in this direction. And it's 130 to 116 total supply. These Lings and Ultras are going fairly unchecked here. This base might be in a lot of trouble if these Lings can get in. Lings with this good upgrades. Great against cannons, as we see that cannon evaporate almost immediately. Void Rays now in something of a base race situation. Going to go ahead and try to take down all of the buildings before the Protoss loses all of his. This Void Ray is trying to clean things up. DTs mixed in here too, doing a great job actually, taking out the Ultras very quickly. The Lings take out another Nexus there. They understand there are DTs here that need to run for their own lives. More cannons to replace the ones that were killed by Cyan. Void Rays, not much to deal with them. Vipers on the way, but man, a good Protoss who can split makes Prismatic Bomb, or Parasitic Bomb, almost useless. I'm not sure if this is the right idea at all. Maybe more Queens would be good, but man, these Void Rays tearing through stuff so fast. Indeed, Phoenix heading on south to support them. Everything's cleaned up for the Zerg infestation up north. This base is mining, but I think that's the only one that's left for Cyan. It's a very close game. Indeed, right now, ladies and gentlemen, Overseers being mixed in, drones hanging out, maybe going for a ninja base, but man, these patrolling DTs are everywhere. It's so hard to just throw down a base without having some kind of defense available. Cyan is mixed pretty much straight into a Skytoss army. Nope, just kidding. He has some Immortals and some Archons mixed in here too with some Stalkers. Alright, army supply is currently 5,000 to 4,000. Oh yeah, look at this. Definitely in the lead for the Protoss player. I mean, almost doubling right now that army supply. Another attempt here with Lings to get on here, just kill probes that aren't doing much of anything, getting rid of pylons. Getting rid of a forge, I guess, but once again, not really caring here is Cyan. These drones are transferring. No, drones, get out! Run for your lives. Run on that creep as fast as you can. I don't know where you were trying to go, but not a good place to be here. Do these Vipers have enough? They have enough for Parasitic Bomb. They could chuck down a ton of Parasitic Bombs right here, and it'd be a huge effect. All right, is he trying to, what's happening here? Is she trying to bait them up that ramp? I mean, that Hatcher is going to die again for the second time. These Lings are trying to come back home to deal with the Immortals. Once the air is gone, the Lings should be able to... There's all the Parasitic Bombs! Oh, man, right on top of all of those Void Rays. Trying to split as best as he can here. Cyan doing a fairly good job of it, too. Phoenix sniping in here. Lings taking out everything on the ground. Immortals and Stalkers at the same time. A lot of these units are very low in health, but none of them, I don't think, actually died at all. Is there enough available on the Parasitic Bomb to take those suckers out? Going to be very close indeed. Look at that. Look at that. How many Voiders have died here? 2 so far. Very low on that HP and shields, but still alive, and that's what matters. Units, even if they're super hurt in StarCraft 2, continue to do full damage, and that's what makes killing units so darn important in this game. Sneaking on out again, Lings trying to find something to kill. Void Rays backing on in here. Void, another parasitic bomb, double parasitic bomb. Is that what that was? Does that work? I don't know, but that actually might kill this one. No, it doesn't even kill the one. Oh, parasitic bomb, you're so disappointing. Standing in here, a last stand style here is Scarlett. Queens trying to stab out the Void Rays that are low on health. Does snipe one down. Can she get a second one? Yes, does get a second one just as she dies. 2 Void Rays are remaining. Long distance mining going on here from Scarlett. Ling's trying to find some more stuff to kill, but there's a ton of Archons. There's more Void Rays coming out here too. The Protoss player looking super strong. Indeed, hasn't been able to expand yet, but this base mining is more than the long distance mining from Scarlett that we see right now. DTs again continue to rove around, continue to basically beg Scarlett to take a hatchery that is unprotected because it will die at this point. Observer and Void Rays cleaning out creep tumors, Archons, Zealots mixed in with Void Rays. Once again, this army supply is definitely favoring the Protoss player. Lings come up and try to kill some of these buildings, which is fine, I suppose. I mean, getting rid of the robotics facility doesn't seem like it's in much use right now by Cyan, but taking out a pylon, another pylon there too, and just running on out. Not going to supply block the Protoss player at that point. It's fairly close to being that case, though. And the DTs, are they coming in to actually take out? Yes, they're going to try to take out some of these drones that are long distance mining here, getting rid of a gateway, getting rid of a forge. The Lings trying to be as effective as they can be. DTs running around. Any overseers in this army? There is a single. Oh, great hold position right here. Nope, that's not what that was, but it would have been awesome. Either way, a lot of drones are dying. It is 19 to 27 total harvesters. Somehow, Scarlett is still ahead in worker count, but that income tab is definitely showing zeros across the board right now. And did they get rid? No, again, their Spore Crawler is here. The Lings and the Overseer ready to go. There's the surround on the DTs, taking them on out, losing some Lings in the process, but it's definitely worth it. And killing an Archon that was morphing on in from those DTs. But man, this army big and strong. Okay, not huge, but compared to what we're seeing here from Barcode or from Scarlett, pretty darn strong indeed. Vipers run around with Parasitic Bomb available to them, and that's it. A GG from Scarlett. Scarlett's defeated, Cyan's victorious, and Scarlett has left the game. Wow, that was a good one. That was crazy unorthodox strategies, a lot of stuff. The Void Rays were very effective indeed. Parasitic Bomb not as good as maybe we'd been led to believe in the past against those Void Rays. Archons, Immortals, a lot of Immortals died in that game. Holy cow. Where's my count? 15 Immortals died. Woo! 11 Archons, only 4 Void Rays. So basically 4 of the 10 that were created in the game died. I think losing that Ultralisk Cavern and the Greater Spire was a huge play for Cyan. Just the ability to do multiple drops around the map with Zealots and getting Dark Templars and Immortal drops in there too, especially finding this little tech structure area back here and killing the Cavern and the Greater Spire was just an amazing play indeed from our Protoss player. So that's it. I mean, again, a lot of workers died. 59 probes died. 82 drones died. And in the end, Protoss gets the win. So nicely done indeed by Cyan. Well played by Scarlett, but in the end, not enough to overcome the Protoss player. All right, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.